calling out all the stops here in Fort Worth. Brad Horn, the media director, put on his lucky tie, the one that won Game 6 last night. They brought the funky fan back here for Game 7. They've got a power play to start this third period. Let me toss out 3 names to you, Darren. Todd Howard, Vern Ray, Terry Menard.
Thunder Bay guys who have won championships before. They've been in this situation. Game 7, 20 ticks left on the clock, and you have to like the situation Fort Worth's in right now. They have a power play to start it. Funky fan comes back, and there's a rumor that Fire General Manager Matt Van Holla will shave his head if the Fire wins. You remember Fort Worth players shaved their heads before the Tulsa series, or in the middle of the Tulsa series.
Brad Horn, the media director, scheduled to have his head shaved by Vern Ray if they pull it out. Perhaps he was putting that tie on. It was a Cubs tie. Perhaps Brad has gotten selfish.
Cubs or White Sox, I'd have to say no on that. But if Brad says it's a lucky tie, then it might be a lucky tie, and here we go.
Miller won that faceoff from Menard. Brown sent it to the other end. 90 seconds on this Fort Worth power play. Painter trying to set up the breakout. Miller was the forechecker there. Fort Worth being patient. Menard cycling back through. There's Menard. Got away from Miller. Up to Stroak in his skates, trying to push by Brown. Menard fell at the blue line. Brown turning, hit by LaRock. Up along the board, Stroak pushes it wide. Boxer going after it. Howarth over there. Boxer got it out of the zone. Delayed offside. Memphis comes back. That is waved off. Here's Brown. A shorthanded chance in front. Redirected, and Plouffe with a save. Miller had a chance. Plouffe keeps it in play. Guides it to Howarth. 45 to go on this power play. Stroak, LaRock, and Howarth in too early on the far side. Fort Worth hoping to establish some momentum on this power play to open the period. They have not so far. Stephon LaRock will go off. Fort Worth will get a fresh line on. Here's Brown setting up Miller. Pretty good short-handed try for Memphis. They have been very effective short-handed in this series.
Absolutely. Fort Worth early in this period not even able to get the puck up the ice when they have a man advantage. You can't like that too much, and not able to get anything going yet. But 40 seconds left, and they're in their zone, so maybe they can get something going here and establish a little momentum.
40 seconds left on the penalty to Kelsey. Sanderson going to try to take this draw. Won it from Massey. Glenn Painter with the puck. Knocked down into the zone. Sanderson quickly after it. Sends it to the side of Deschambault's net. Massey couldn't get it out of the zone. Carl Menard will. And into the Memphis bench. That faceoff may stay in the Memphis end. And it will. 25 seconds left in the penalty. Kevin Deschambault, the backup goalkeeper, pressed into service. Thorpe injuring himself yesterday in the Game 6 loss. And Deschambault has stood up pretty well for Memphis tonight. Given up only 2. And he is helped by the fact that his team has managed to outshoot Fort Worth in both periods. He has only looked at 16 shots, which in this league is not a lot. Massey and Sanderson once again going to go after it. This time Massey won it. Brown held in. Painter. Ryan Black sending it to O'Donnell. He whiffed on the one-timer. Could not get it off. Massey back. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Maybe one last rush here for Fort Worth. Painter beating Sanderson. Sanderson, nice move across the line. A slap shot blocked by Brown. It's on the corner. Now Kelsey's out of the box. He joins the lineup as Memphis is in their own end. Sanderson looking for Black, takeaway. Here's Brown. Dan Brown plays it along. Memphis goes after it, and they have killed off an important Fort Worth power play. Ryan Black now for Fort Worth. One-on-one with Kelsey. Black a shot, long rebound. Deschambault taken out of the play. O'Donnell collided with both Deschambault and Andrew Backett. But good pressure there. Deschambault gave up a long rebound. Backett was right with O'Donnell.
Good job by Carter a little earlier, keeping that puck in. And That's really what made the shot on goal possible. The pass was a little late, and Fort Worth couldn't control it. A good pressure, though, as we were saying, the pressure on the power play was almost minimal, but after the power play, they were able to put some shots on. Right there, the goal comes dislodged, reverse angle, and O'Donnell in position, but not able to get the backhand try.
Menard won it. Ray pounded it in. Here's Howard. Out top, Strohack, a shot wide of net. Rebound to Memphis. Here's Clement, forward to Cunningham, swept away by Ray. Now into the Fort Worth zone it comes. Strohack's pass blocked by Clement. Ray to LaRock. LaRock looking for Howard. We are in onside. Backing. Howard. LaRock coming to give help. LaRock in the corner. Back to Howard. And Fort Worth gives it up. Kelsey. Carl Menard into the zone. Strohack with him. Menard a shot. Plouffe with a save. Rebound in front. Clement shot partially deflected. Plouffe with a save. The net came loose in any case.
Plouffe wanted to reach out there and grab that puck on that play, but he was a little bit scared that if he made a mistake and didn't get it, Memphis would be able to score on that one. He was stuck in between. See right here, the shot goes on. The puck's right there, and Plouffe wants to get it.
And actually, Clement did not hit anybody with that shot. He just had too much momentum and timed it poorly. So a face-off in the Fort Worth zone. 2-2, third period, game 7. Rush Olson, Darren Scheid. We live for this. Vern Ray, a little snow shoveling. Plouffe still in the nets. He has played every minute of this series for Fort Worth. Led the league in wins during the regular season with 38. Saved 18 out of 21 last night. Fort Worth winning 4-3. That was by far the fewest number of shots he has looked at in this series. A previous low 28 in game 1. In Memphis, he looked at 34, 33, and 43.
Less than 17-10 left, and someone will skate around the ice with the puck, and get congratulations from Ray and Monty Miron, and somebody else will go home. And you get the feeling that this thing's going to come right down to the wire. That we saw Fort Worth took the early lead, Memphis came back, Fort Worth scored again, Memphis came back, and I get the feeling that we're not going 2-2 into an overtime. I think someone's going to win this thing by 1 goal. Steve Plouffe, all season long, he's been there for Fort Worth. He's been the hot hand. Good job in the playoffs. Hasn't been cold all career, and he's one of those guys in the Fort Worth ice who has a chance to maybe play in the next level.
Sanderson won a draw from Ryan Piziak. Interesting choice to take the draw there. Howard drives it in. Fort Worth finishes a change. Dan Brown for the Riverkings. Back for Cook. Jamie Cook. Here's Piziak. Ryan Piziak skating through, lost the puck. Strohack. Now Ryan Black. Into the zone, a wrist shot, save, rebound, and covered by Deschambeau. Black had a nice chance there, tried to go low. Face-off will be in the Memphis end. Fort Worth speed creating a chance this time. Glove save by Deschambeau.
Another great scoring chance by the line we were talking about, the line that scored 3 goals last night, coming back tonight. Sanderson with a goal, and another good scoring chance right there.
Robbins stepping in to take this draw. Miller will go against him. Robbins. Caruso stepping through. It's a between the linesman skate. Grant there. Caruso and Grant coming away with it. Kept in, however. Robbins hacked at it. Mullins in the corner. Caruso digging for it. Kelsey and back into the Memphis defenseman. Grant waiting his turn as well. Caruso kicking it around, sent it back to the near boards, and played out by Mark Boxer. Glenn Painter. Set to the fire. Painter. Right up to Caruso. Now Mullins. Robbins into the zone. He goes down. No penalty. Throws it toward the net. Deschambeau has the puck. Robbins taken down. Didn't really prevent a scoring chance. He was on the far side. Was going to have a tough time getting a good backhand shot off there.
He was being covered by two defenders. If it would have been a one-on-one and he goes down like that, a little closer to the goal, maybe you get a call. But on this one, no chance at it. He has two guys on him, and that's just a...
I like the play there by Robbins to throw it toward the net. If it stays in the corner, Memphis gets it. He's down. They turn around and take it to the other end. Instead, Fort Worth generates a face-off in the Memphis end. They change lines. Howarth and Menard are out there, along with Ray and Strohack. Minutes to play in regulation. 2-2. Cunningham and Howard trying to take this draw. Howard got it back to Ray. Ray, a slap shot. Deflected. It's in front. Now to the side in the face-off circle. Brown wraps it around. Menard with Clement. Strohack backhanded it to the corner. Cupped along and out of play by Cook. Face off again in the Memphis end.
These last 2 minutes, Fort Worth doing everything right. Keeping the puck in, putting pressure on, exactly like they did in the first 10 minutes of the first period when they took a 1-0 lead. Back and forth, we'll see what happens here. It's 15:43 left. And Memphis getting that puck out of play, and you have to feel like they're feeling the pressure of Fort Worth's offense right now. Fort Worth playing a physical game and able to keep it in, and that's the main thing. If you can keep the puck in and put shots on goal, something eventually will happen for you.
Each team has 3 shots in this period. Howard's going to take this one. Would love to get it right back to Menard on the forehand. Howard pushes it right to Deschambeau, and we'll have another draw. Howard couldn't get it back to Menard. He kept after it. Kept moving the puck forward, kicked at it. Ended up going right at Deschambeau. And had that gone in, I'm not sure it would have been a goal. Let's see if Howard kicks it. No, it was off stick, so if that had crept through, that's what would have happened. Now Menard will take the draw. Bill McDonald changes things up a little bit against Cunningham. Strohack. Strohack centered right into the torso of LaRock. Memphis, and a quick shot. Howarth in front. Deschambeau has fallen on top of the puck.
Loose puck, Menard puts it on. Howarth in a great position right there, but Deschambeau was able to cover it up. Great scoring chance right there for Fort Worth.
There's LaRock.
See it right here. It's thrown on, and Howarth actually put that shot on goal. He was still able to get a pretty good shot at it. Deschambeau makes the save. Again, Fort Worth doing a good job on the face-off.
Now the Robbins line in there. .25 to play. A lot of hockey to go. Miller and Robbins. Bill McDonald seems to have liked using this Robbins line against Miller. Back in it. Robbins took it from him. Now it comes back behind. Dwight Mullins on the board. Sends it around. Robbins chasing Grant, gets there first. Derek Grant gets it out of the zone. Carter dropped it down, trying to get away from Boxer. Boxer pushing by him. Painter hit Boxer with that pass. Now Glenn Painter controls. Rolls it out of the zone. No icing. Scott Kelsey. Got it by Mullins on the boards, right to Boxer. Mark Boxer. Grant. A slap shot. Pluva glove save. 4 shots on goal in this game. And they've all been pretty good ones, too. Plouffe has had his number to a certain degree in this series. Grant with 17 shots and only 1 goal.
I don't think this would have gone in, but Plouffe not taking any chances and able to stop play. And Fort Worth, whatever momentum Fort Worth has gained in the last 2 minutes, Plouffe certainly didn't want to give up right there with Memphis being able to control on a rebound or anything like that. He goes ahead and makes the save. Will have the faceoff. Fort Worth wins the faceoff. They have control again. So
Sanderson won that draw back. It hit the very top of the plexiglass and bounced back into the playing surface. Here's Strohack. Sanderson fell at the line. Mark O'Donnell. Quick slap shot, and Deschambeau got a piece. Managed to direct it just wide. Sanderson with a takeaway. O'Donnell in his skates. Now backing hard off the boards. Black couldn't hold it in. Strohack, rink wide pass, looking for O'Donnell. Off the boards by Cook, brought down Sanderson. Plays it into the Memphis zone. Brown off the wall and out of play this time. Fort Worth, again, doing a pretty good job of keeping it in the Memphis zone. Mark O'Donnell had a rip on that other side. Deschambeau did not make a clean save, but he got just enough of it to make sure it went off to the side.
A very hard shot, a really quick shot from O'Donnell. As we said earlier, he was among the league leaders in shot percentage. And for the first half of the season, he was first in the league in shooting percentage at around 24%, which is very, very high. You can see why right there. His wrist shot is very fast. It comes with almost no warning.
Robbins against Miller again. Miller won it. Brown goes to get it. Dan Brown behind the net. Now Painter. Fort Worth sent 2 forwards into forecheck that time. And Memphis could not break out cleanly. Brown. Here comes Memphis back. Dumped in just ahead of Boxer. Would have been a 2-line pass in any case. Carter checks him off the play, and icing is the call. Carter held up Boxer long enough for Mullins to get back to complete the icing. 2-2. Third period, game 7. 6 minutes gone by here. Sanderson line comes back out. McDonald playing the matchups a little bit here, I think. Normally, I think you'd see the Menard line out here. McDonald sees Pisiak and Harper and Massey out there and says, maybe I can take advantage of this with the Sanderson line speed. Ray, and the pass intercepted by Massey. Dropped it back, a quick shot wide. That time by Harper. Now Pisiak with the puck. Dropped it back in the corner for Derek Harper. Thrown rink wide by Massey. Cook keeps it in. Pisiak chasing. Railed it in. Now here's Strohack. Memphis doing a good job cycling the puck. Brown from the point. Plouffe at the save. There's a rebound in front. O'Donnell couldn't clear. It's free. Sanderson couldn't get a hold of it. Sent to the side by Pisiak. And finally O'Donnell takes over. All the congestion in front. Sometimes a stick will poke free and get a clean shot. That time the forward defense doing a good job of containing things in front. Cunningham back quickly. A backhander. Plouffe knocks it aside. Here's Clement. No, Menard. Carl Menard had it intercepted by O'Donnell. Sanderson clears icing unless it goes on net. Deschambeau let it go through and it went through the crease, so no icing. Kelsey played it away from LaRock. Clement couldn't handle it. LaRock lifted Harper's stick. Howard sent it to the slot, and Bakken was the first man there. Cunningham for Memphis. Cunningham, a broken stick. Menard has to drop it. Helped it forward with the hand. You can do that in your own zone. Kelsey. Here's Carl Menard. Out of Clement's reach. LaRock turning. Painter has it. Clement. Menard has another stick. Used it to stick check Clement there. LaRock will lumber back into the zone. Kelsey after it. Grant. LaRock line. Kelsey up. Carter with a shot wide. Howard with the puck. Long shift for Fort Worth here. Howard kicking it to LaRock. Terry Menard holding it in to Carter in front, put it high. Carter had snuck down from the point. LaRock back to Howard, the backhander. Menard hit the side of the net, and it comes loose. Back and collided, and Deschambeau is flat on his back. And there is a Fort Worth player beside him, Howard. On top of back and stick, and Howard may be shaken up also.
Howard's getting up. Looks like he's okay. For the last 2 minutes, what a great exchange on both sides.
Great chances. Deschambeau, Dominic Hasek impression there. And LaRock, what a great pass. Howard almost set Menard up. 11:37 to play. Still 2-2. Bill McDonald, he has also been in this situation before. I listed off those 3 guys at the beginning. I forgot that one.
And Terry Menard told Paula Cavallero, the Star-Telegram, that everybody expected a sweep, but he said when you go through a series like this where you're down and then you have to win game 6 and then you have to win game 7, it's that much sweeter when you raise the cup in front of your home fans, and we'll see if they can do that tonight.
Hasn't happened yet. Carl Menard, that one is going to drop right in the middle of the zone. Mullins knocked it down, and Deschambeau will have to cover. Fort Worth, I don't think minds this too much. The pace of play is a little choppy. Face-offs in the Memphis end. They don't get into that end-to-end game that Memphis is so good at. Memphis has some very mobile defensemen. Cook and Brown can really handle the puck, and they have seen tons of ice time tonight.
Fort Worth's line of Sanderson, O'Donnell, and Black has seen a lot of playing time also, putting a lot of pressure on Memphis. Fort Worth fans standing up in the lower levels, anticipating something big happening here. 11:28 left. Robbins takes the draw.
Against Miller. Robbins pushing Miller over. Mullins flashed in there. Here comes Memphis back. Jeff Massey. Drop pass. Quick shot. Flew for the pad save. Rebound cleared by Painter. Boxer had gotten that shot off. Pushed forward by Caruso. Caruso goes down, gets right back up, but Cook has the puck. Jamie Cook played it along. Cook has been used exclusively at defense tonight. He has the ability to play that forward spot also. He has been all on the blue line tonight. That went off Caruso and into the Fort Worth bench. Eric Marin has not gotten off the Memphis bench. Memphis out shooting Fort Worth 7-5 in this period. Marin had seen ice time last night. He is a mobile defenseman, but Herb Boxer, I don't think, has sent him out for a shift.
Scary moment for Memphis when Deschambeau went down. As we were talking a little earlier, if he goes down, they might have to put Thorpe back in the game.
Ari Shockett is their emergency backup goaltender, but he's not in town. They would not have been able to activate him for this game for that reason. They could have in a situation where they have an injured goaltender. But you're right, if Deschambeau goes down or gets a game misconduct or something weird like that, they would have to go to Thorpe. .46 to play. Third period. Sanderson going to take the draw against Jeff Massey. Sanderson got it back to Mark Strohack. Strohack. Hard missed Howarth with that pass. Deschambeau's going to let that puck go. It is icing. Kelsey played it. Just dribbled past the line.
No penalties here in the third period. Not a surprise in Game 7 of the CHL Championship Series. If you only count even strength, 5-on-5 and 4-on-4, Fort Worth is ahead 2-0, but it doesn't quite work that way. Memphis getting 2 power play goals.
Fort Worth has a power play goal and a 4-on-4 goal tonight. And Memphis with 2 power play goals. So face-off will be in the Fort Worth end after the icing. Howarth out there. Miller, Boxer, and Grant, the line that Herb Boxer sends out. Howard stepping through. Controls the puck. Here comes Fort Worth. Howard into the zone, trying to get by Backen. Backhand shot. Deschambeau, a rebound. Carter tried to stub it home, and they say Deschambeau is on top of it. Play blown dead quickly by George Harrison. Steve Carter jumped right into the rush that time. Deschambeau continuing to come up big. Official attendance tonight, 4,736. Most of them pretty loud.
Howard's just throwing this one on, and he got exactly what he wanted on the rebound. Deschambeau not able to control it on the first time. And Carter in position. See right here, Howard just throws it up there. Deschambeau tried to make the glove save. Couldn't catch it.
And he got the skates together just in time.
Good reaction by Deschambeau, recovering from his own mistake.
Miller got the face-off back to Brown. Knocked down by Painter, but not back into the zone. This one, he did not touch it, so this will be icing. I thought Painter had touched it with the glove, but as you mentioned, he's a pretty short guy, wasn't able to get up for it. And Carter touched for the icing. So another face-off, this one in the Memphis end.
Good look at Jerry Strong there. Fire equipment. And that wasn't Jerry Strong.
That wasn't Jerry.
What am I talking about?
Jerry a little shorter, and he's over on the bench at the moment. Jerry is. Along with Bill McDonald and Murray Hogg. Clay Townsley, the trainer there also.
Murray Hogg on the bench with his arm wrapped, getting over that collarbone injury.
Howarth won the draw, but it went past Menard. Ray to take it. The boards helps free. Here's LaRock into the zone, crossing with Howard. The shot, rebound. Howard stumbles over Deschambeau. Couldn't get a shot on the rebound. Jamie Cook. Clement. Quick shot blocked by Ray. And LaRock unloaded. Nailed Cunningham into the board. Now Menard, LaRock out into the neutral ice. Terry Menard for it. Menard digging at it. LaRock over there. Now Brown trying to get away from Black. Steve Carter with the puck for the Fire. Memphis trying to get that wall set up at the blue line. They couldn't do it that time. Fort Worth quickly. Here's Carter into the slot. Menard, a quick shot. That was Sanderson. And Memphis clears again. More good pressure by Fort Worth, and they haven't been able to finish it. Carter continuing to join the offense. Here's Pisiak. Over to Harper. His shot, well wide. Now Pisiak again had a swipe at it. Painter clears. This would be icing. Got Kelsey. We'll bring it to the other end. Kelsey, a Herb Boxer reclamation project, if you will. He started the season 3 years ago with San Antonio and didn't do a lot, was traded to Memphis, became a plus player, and has been ever since for Herb Boxer. Kelsey, not an offensive guy, only 2 goals this year, 4 goals last year, 5 the year before, but he is solid, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And the Memphis defensemen have not made a lot of mistakes in this whole series. 8:42 to play.
Still waiting to see who's taking this draw. It looks like Menard is waiting, but Howarth is coming in also. They switch on and off, as you said earlier.
Kind of whoever's hot is who they like to take it. Terry Menard, it looks like, is going to take this one. Howarth having some words with George Harrison. And Menard is going to take it. So, to the sideboards it comes. Back in. Shot deflected. Never got near the net. Cleared out of the crease by Menard. Now Carter beating Terry Menard. Fort Worth back. 3-on-3. Here's LaRock. Wrist it. And stick aside by Deschambeau. Menard throws it toward the net. LaRock redirected it wide. Derek Grant curled it to Kelsey. Got Kelsey. Helps it out of the zone. Over Painter's stick. Miller pursuing. Painter up to Menard. Terry Menard. LaRock gets into the zone, and he's tripped. A penalty coming. LaRock made a move that beat Kelsey at the blue line. Kelsey tripped him, and Fort Worth will be on a power play.
A little juke right there. The defender was expecting LaRock to go left. LaRock stopped quickly, went back to his right, and nothing you can do right there but trip him. And I think that'll be the call.
Having just bragged on Kelsey and the Memphis defense in general.
Not much question right there of the call.
So a 2-minute minor for Kelsey, a tripping call. Fort Worth glad to have a power play, but they've also got to be careful. The Riverkings have scored 3 shorthanded in this series and nearly had one earlier tonight. Faceoff will be in the Riverking end. Just above the faceoff circle. Sanderson going to take it here against Massey. Won it. Gray, a slap shot wide. O'Donnell. Brown got a stick on that pass. And into the crowd, so another faceoff. 1:52 to go. Fort Worth has taken the lead in shots 9-7. And that is what they would like.
Fire
like
really
to do
has
it this way.
They really have dominated the last 4 minutes of this game. Memphis not getting anything going at all. Other than that one exchange where the puck stayed in the slot forever, it seemed like. Memphis hasn't really done a whole lot. Fort Worth able to put the puck on net. And Menard taking it here with LaRock on his left.
Menard won it back. O'Donnell at the point. Stroak throws it toward the net. LaRock in front. Rebound free and finally cleared. Cook may have gotten that one out. Stroak now. And Painter. 1:35 on this Fire power play. Here's Painter. Stroak. For LaRock, carrying it into the zone. LaRock, he'll wrap it around. O'Donnell there. Out top, Painter brings it down. Looking back for O'Donnell along the boards. O'Donnell kept it going. LaRock after it. There's Dan Brown for Memphis. Around the boards, Painter will be able to hold it in. Painter stepping in. O'Donnell, Painter. Releases one, deflected wide. O'Donnell tried to set up in front. Menard. Terry Menard rotating back, now to the corner. O'Donnell, 49 in the power play. Out top, Stroak cranks one, rebound, goal! Off Deschambeau and in! They give it to Stroak. O'Donnell gets an assist. Here's the reverse angle. You'll see it from Deschambeau's view. LaRock setting up a screen. And LaRock might have touched it. Doesn't really matter. Now from out top.
LaRock was the only Fire player anywhere near the net, so that was the only chance Fort Worth had for a goal right there.
Mark Stroak, his 3rd goal of the the series. Ties him with Howard and Caruso for the team lead. The rookie defenseman comes through. Still a lot of hockey to go. 6:47. Memphis has answered all night. Deschambeau adjusting his skate.
Fire fans standing up that entire power play, expecting something big to happen. And Fort Worth comes through, and the fans here at the Convention Center are really enjoying this.
Harrison back to take a look at Deschambeau. And George Harrison giving some assistance, and the Memphis equipment manager down to take a look. Fort Worth is going to change their line back up. They had the Robbins line out there, but now I think Bill McDonald, feeling like this has given his top line a chance to rest, puts this same line out. LaRock, Menard, and Howard.
That puck might have touched LaRock's stick.
It might have. Deschambeau has gotten a piece of several tonight and gotten them wide without making a clean save. That was either a rebound or else it went in off Deschambeau's pass. Now Menard, LaRock, out into the neutral ice. Terry Menard, fourth. Menard digging at it. LaRock over there. Now Brown. Trying to get away from Black. Steve Carter with the puck for the Fire. Memphis trying to get that wall set up at the blue line. They couldn't do it that time. Fort Worth quickly. Here's Carter into the slot. Menard, a quick shot. That was Sanderson. And Memphis clears again. More good pressure by Fort Worth, and they haven't been able to finish it. Carter continuing to join the offense. Here's Pisiak. Over to Harper. His shot, well wide. Now Pisiak again had a swipe at it. And Painter clears. This would be icing. Got Kelsey. We'll bring it to the other end. Kelsey, a Herb Boxer reclamation project, if you will. He started the season 3 years ago with San Antonio and didn't do a lot, was traded to Memphis, became a plus player, and has been ever since for Herb Boxer. Kelsey, not an offensive guy, only 2 goals this year, 4 goals last year, 5 the year before, but he is solid, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And the Memphis defensemen have not made a lot of mistakes in this whole series. 8:42 to play.
Still waiting to see who's taking this draw. It looks like Menard is waiting, but Howard is coming in also. They switch on and off, as you said earlier.
Kind of whoever's hot is who they like to take it. Terry Menard, it looks like, is going to take this one. Howard having some words with George Harrison. And Menard is going to take it. So, to the sideboards it comes. Back in. Shot deflected. Never got near the net. Cleared out of the crease by Menard. Now Carter beating Terry Menard. Fort Worth back. 3-on-3. Here's LaRock. Wrist it. And stick aside by Deschambeau. Menard throws it toward the net. LaRock redirected it wide. Derek Grant curled it to Kelsey. Got Kelsey. Helps it out of the zone. Over Painter's stick. Miller pursuing. Painter up to Menard. Terry Menard. LaRock gets into the zone, and he's tripped. A penalty coming. LaRock made a move that beat Kelsey at the blue line. Kelsey tripped him, and Fort Worth will be on a power play.
A little juke right there. The defender was expecting LaRock to go left. LaRock stopped quickly, went back to his right, and nothing you can do right there but trip him. And I think that'll be the call.
Having just bragged on Kelsey and the Memphis defense in general.
Not much question right there of the call.
2-minute minor for Kelsey, a tripping call. Fort Worth glad to have a power play, but they've also got to be careful. The Riverkings have scored 3 shorthanded in this series and nearly had one earlier tonight. Faceoff will be in the Riverking end, just above the faceoff circle. Sanderson going to take it here against Massey. Won it. Reyes slap shot wide. O'Donnell. Brown got a stick on that pass and into the crowd, so another face-off. 1:52 to go. Fort Worth has taken the lead in shots 9-7. And that is what they would like.
Fire
like
really
to do
has,
it this way.
They really have dominated the last 4 minutes of this game. Memphis not getting anything going at all. Other than that one exchange where the puck stayed in the slot forever, it seemed like. Memphis hasn't really done a whole lot. Fort Worth able to put the puck on net, and Menard taking it here with LaRock on his left.
Menard won it back. O'Donnell at the point. Stroak throws it toward the net. LaRock in front. Rebound free and finally cleared. Cook may have gotten that one out. Stroak now. And Painter. 1:35 on this Fire power play. There's Painter. Stroak. That's for LaRock, carrying it into the zone. LaRock, he'll wrap it around. O'Donnell there. Out top, Painter brings it down. Looking back for O'Donnell along the boards. O'Donnell kept it going. LaRock after it. Here's Dan Brown for Memphis. Around the boards, Painter will be able to hold it in. Painter stepping in. O'Donnell, Painter. Releases one, deflected wide. O'Donnell tried to set up in front. Menard. Jerry Menard rotating back, now to the corner. O'Donnell, 49 in the power play. Out top, Stroak cranks one, rebound, goal! Off DeChambeau and in! They give it to Stroak. O'Donnell gets an assist. Here's the reverse angle. You'll see it from DeChambeau's view. LaRock setting up a screen. And LaRock might have touched it. Doesn't really matter. Now from out top.
LaRock was the only Fire player anywhere near the net, so that was the only chance Fort Worth had for a goal right there.
Mark Stroak, his 3rd goal of the series, ties him with Howard and Caruso for the team lead. The rookie defenseman comes through. Still a lot of hockey to go. 6:47. Memphis has answered all night. DeChambeau adjusting a skate.
Fire fans standing up that entire power play, expecting something big to happen. And Fort Worth comes through, and the fans here at the Convention Center are really enjoying this.
Harrison back to take a look at DeChambeau. And George Harrison giving some assistance, and the Memphis equipment manager down to take a look. Fort Worth is going to change their line back up. They had the Robbins line out there, but now I think Bill McDonald, feeling like this has given his top line a chance to rest, puts this same line out. LaRock, Menard, and Howard.
That puck might have touched LaRock's stick.
It might have. DeChambeau has gotten a piece of several tonight and gotten them wide without making a clean save. That was either a rebound or else it went in off DeChambeau's pass. Here comes Memphis back. Carl Menard. A quick shot by Cunningham. Pad save, Kloof. Terry Menard clears it for the Fire. LaRock back up the ice.
Good look at Terry Menard handling the puck in traffic right there, still able to control.
Howard. Back for LaRock. Into the glass. Menard right in front. Put it just wide. Hit the side of the netting. LaRock tangling with Kelsey. Now Menard trying to get away from Backen. Menard, LaRock. Menard knocked down by Backen. LaRock going to hope to pin this, and he does. Once Menard went down, I think LaRock was going to be perfectly happy to get a face-off. They were at the end of a long shift. And remember, they had played the shift before this when Deschambault had the equipment problem. McDonald left them out there.
They are bending over, holding their sticks to their knees like they're kind of tired. Menard in the open ice is so great in traffic, and it comes because he had older brothers who wouldn't let him play unless he could handle the puck. They didn't give him any leeway there, and when he gets the puck, you can see that. It's hard to get it away from him, and he's able to keep it in for Fort Worth there.
Sanderson line out. Going to take the draw against Massey. Sanderson playing it back to Strohack. Lifts it in. Cook chasing. Sanderson going after it. Massey kicked forward by Black. Got by Brown. Here's Sanderson. A shot. Throw it just wide. Here's Pisiak. Dumps it into the zone. Ray going after it. Harper got there first. Ray lined him up. Missed the check by a little bit. Sanderson, it came out. There was contact. It will not be icing. Cook. Setting up for Memphis. Changes for both sides coming. Here's Grant into the zone. Drop pass. Taken away by the back check of Black. Overled Mullins. He's into the zone onside. A shot wide. Robbins goes to get it. Dumps it back around. And Jamie Cook will set up things behind the Memphis net. 5 minutes to play. Cook for the Riverkings. Hard off the wall into Carter's skates. Steve Carter. Into the corner. Brown. Grant. Now Mark Boxer. Starting up for the Riverkings. Pass off Miller's stick. Boxer has to reset. Miller was deep in. Derek Grant helps it into the zone. Now Painter takes it. Up along for Carter. Dwight Mullins. Here's Kelsey. That one hit Carter. Grant comes out of there with it. A shot. Kluba save. Mullins clears. Deschambault to Kelsey. Cunningham. LaRock ran at him. Here's Clement. His shot. Flew for the save. Rebound cleared by Strohack this time. Looking for Howard. Into the near side. Kelsey into the neutral zone. And a two-line pass as Menard touched it. Face-off. In the Memphis end.
Even when Fort Worth has the puck in its end, you notice they have 3 guys hanging out by the blue line. Not taking any chances right now with a 3-2 lead. 4:03 left. And the faceoff will be in the Fire zone. Look at the replay right here. Blues blocks it. And Strohack able to get it out.
.403 to go. Scoring debate, by the way, still going on as to whether to give LaRock credit for that goal. In the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter.
I doubt he cares too much. It would be fitting, though, as many game-winning goals as LaRock has had in the playoffs.
It is not a game winner yet, however. Here's LaRock. A shot. Deschambault made the stick save. Back and cleared the zone. Here's Cunningham. In for Memphis. Swept away by Vern Ray. Ray. Now it's behind the Fort Worth net. Cunningham trying to dig it out. Ray. Puck stopped. And will be in the Fort Worth end. 3:37 here. Clement. Mark Strohack. Right now he has credit for the goal. He had the drive that set it all up. And Mark Strohack is known around this league for having a heavy shot from the point. And it sets up opportunities. Earlier in the series, Bill McDonald had suggested to Fort Worth for the defenseman Just go ahead and shoot the puck. We're trying to make the pretty pass too often. Let it fly. Terry Menard against Massey. Remember, stay with us after the game. No matter what happens, we will have the trophy presentation. Here's Dan Brown. Back across. Cook sends it high and into the curtain. I will mention another CCT offering for you. We are working at this moment. And, of course, it is not finished because this is not finished. A season highlight video, a wrap-up, a summary of the whole season. And you will be able to purchase that from the Fort Worth Fire or Community Cable Television. Edited by our finest editor. 3:31 to play. Face-off out near the Fire line, but still in their zone. Massey out, Sanderson on to take the draw. O'Donnell and Black playing with Sanderson here. Sanderson won it. Stroak for the Fire. They'll send it to the corner. Sanderson to chase. Cook with him. Sanderson between Cook and the wall. Brown back to take it. Here's Pisiak. Heads up ice for the Riverkings. Stroak marking him. And a poke check freed the puck. Black topped over Brown's stick. Brown plays it away from Sanderson to Massey. Pisiak going after it. Stroak kicks it forward. Massey now. Brown. Up to Grant. Here's Harper. Memphis in the middle of a change. And Miller losing his skate. Third back out. Brown has it. Fort Worth playing defense here. Brown kept it away from O'Donnell. Garrett Grant circling. And Black takes it away. Jamie Cook with the puck. Mullins on. Black at the end of a long shift there still found the energy to forecheck. Carter. In the corner it goes. Brown. Rolling puck. Caruso fighting Grant off. Grant's got it now. Robbins tying him up. Robbins and Caruso. Caruso digging at it. Dan Brown comes away from Memphis. Here come the speedy Riverkings. Brown knocks it in. Plouffe will hang on. Face off in the Fort Worth zone. Words and elbows perhaps exchanged. No penalties. They are going to officially, by the way, give it to LaRock. So that go-ahead goal is in LaRock's favor. And Stroak gets the assist. O'Donnell gets the other one, I believe. Yes. Well, Brown, this is exactly what he wanted. Wanted to get the face-off in the Fire ice. That lets Boxer get some fresh legs out there in the form of Cunningham and Carl Menard and Patrick Clement. Kelsey and Backen are the defensemen. Howarth going to take it for Fort Worth. And a timeout called by Boxer. That may not by Boxer. It might have been by Bill McDonald. And it will be by Boxer. So they will figure out what is going to happen when Deschambault leaves the ice. Boxer, who had a run-in with the Fire mascot at the first intermission. Apparently a carryover from something that happened last night. I overheard him talking to Monty Mirren before the game, saying that he might run the mascot. And I don't know, I would be thinking about something else before Game 7 of the finals, and especially telling that to my employer. But that's the way it goes.
How can you fight with a Dalmatian? I'm not so sure about that. Scorch is big. He used to be a puppy. He's a full-grown dog right now. And I think he's 3 years old. Stands about 6'2". He's a little taller than her, Boxer.
Indeed. But Boxer confronted him on dry land, and I think Scorch had his skates on. And Boxer with his shoes, so maybe got some leverage there. Fort Worth has the leverage right now, a 3-2 lead. Big face-off. Cunningham against Howarth. Bobby Cunningham played 10 games with this Fort Worth team. Howarth won it. Glenn Painter with the puck. Finding LaRock. LaRock gets it out of the zone. Menard looking to bring it down. Backing up, looking for Menard. Here's LaRock, stepping through at the face-off circle. Takes it to the backboards, trying to wrap around. Back and took it away. Caruso knocking him to the ice. Carl Menard scoots away with it. Clement there. Deschambeau waiting his turn to go off. And a takeaway. Perry Menard. They can't get Deschambeau off yet. He's got to play this puck to the sideboards. There's Perry Menard. And it ended up in the stand. So the faceoff will be in the Memphis zone. And another huge one, because if Memphis wins it, they can pull Deschambeau.
Very close to a 3-on-1 for Fort Worth right there. Not able to handle the puck. DeChambeau does a good job of coming out. But scary situation right there if you're a Memphis fan. DeChambeau is a good 10 feet in front of the goal, and three fire players.
He misplays that puck, they get the empty netter too early. This is Memphis coming back into the forward zone, and the takeaway right there by Menard. That is one of the great things about this line. There's Murray Hogg. No, he doesn't look nervous. I think he's nervous. I think I'm nervous, perhaps, Darren. Black taking the draw. Finally, Miller won it back. Deschambeau over to Cook. Black the forechecker. Here comes Brown. Dan Brown into the forward end. Deschambeau skates to the bench. Brown in front. Plouffe for the save. It's cleared aside by Painter and out of the zone. Icing going to be the call, however. So we'll go to the other end for the draw. 65 seconds to play in regulation.
Memphis with a man advantage when the goalie comes off, and they've done well in that situation tonight.
Plouffe with another big save here. Look at him steal that post.
Painter doing a good job of keeping the player to the outside. You want to put the Memphis forward to the outside so he can't get a good angle on the shot. Plouffe there on the bad angle shot, and we'll face it off near the Fort Worth goal.
3-2. That is where Kevin Deschambeau used to be. He has spent the whole night there up until now, and a timeout by Bill McDonald. So we will see who McDonald breaks out. Herb Boxer diagramming what he wants to happen on this faceoff. No surprise, Andrew Miller will take it. He has been superb, especially in this game.
I would guess that Fort Worth would go with Howard. Howard or Menard.
They may also consider separating them. With a minute remaining, he may want to get two shifts out of it. On the other hand, he may say, you guys are out there for the next minute 5, and that's all there is to it. And it will be Howard and Menard and LaRock, and Caruso is out there. No, it is Stroak that is out there. So the Fire line that has won a lot of face-offs this season. The top line, the top scoring line, perhaps the top defensive line. Stroak and Carter, the two rookie defensemen.
Those two rookies, also Adam Robbins a rookie, Murray Hogg a rookie,
Dale Matthew. A lot of pro rookies on this team. They're a minute 5 away from something very satisfying. Here's Howard. He won it from Miller. Stroak. 6 skaters on 5 here for the Riverkings. Howard gets it out of the zone. Dumps it in. No icing here. Quickly to it, Cook. Remember, the net is empty at the other end. Howard. And this one drops all the way to the other end. It will be icing, however. Cook takes it. Sometimes when there's an empty net, you get greedy. You want to put it in no matter where you are. And these icings can hurt you sometimes. 43 to play. Faceoff will be on the other side now. Howarth just won it. Let's see if he takes the draw again.
Looks like he will.
And now they may select Menard. It may be a side of the ice thing. Miller likes to take draws with his backhand here. Menard wants to draw it back to his player. He is a left-handed shooter. Howard a righty. Menard going for it. It's behind the net. Massey after it. Howard. Now Stroak along the wall for Terry Menard. He chops at it. Couldn't get it out of the zone. It's still in the corner. Carter. 30 seconds to play. Miller behind the net. A set up for Brown. He put it wide. Boxer. Now Howard hit into the boards. Caruso is out there with this line now, replacing LaRock. Menard got it out of the zone. 15 to play. Garrett Grant with the puck. Menard the forechecker, played along. Here's Caruso. The safe play was to send it to the corner, and he did. 8 seconds to go. Grant drives it up ice. This would be icing. Fort Worth is about to win. It does not get better than this.
They waited 5 years to get in the playoffs. First time in, coming away with a championship. Fort Worth has waited a long, long time.
And what could be better? Bill McDonald is going to shake Herb Boxer's hand. What a marvelous series by these Memphis Riverkings.
A lot of people counted them out. And they actually had the lead, but Fort Worth played all season for home ice advantage, and it certainly came into play here.
We're going to get a look at the game winner. They give it to LaRock. The deflection in front. Stroak cranks one from the point. O'Donnell, a good job here. Found Stroak. Back out top.
LaRock coming in behind the Memphis defender.
Fifth game winner of the playoffs for LaRock. They go to shake hands here. Boy, and give Memphis a lot of credit. Here's a team that was favored to win their division pretty easily. They were down early. Boxer made a few changes. Made some roster switches. They came back, played a strong playoff series. Had 2 chances to wrap it up, and Fort Worth held tough.
And as is tradition in hockey, on every level at the end of a playoff series, they shake hands at center ice and then celebrate.
And Memphis has got a lot to be proud of. Fort Worth as well. This was a clean series. This was not the Wichita series. This was not a Doug Lawrence affair. Memphis has traditionally been known as a clean hockey team. Fort Worth, the players were tackling each other out there. Menard just tackled Delormier. These fans have waited 5 years for this. What could be more satisfying?
Bill McDonald said if you want to win a championship, you bring in guys who know how to win championships. That's what he did. Had a nice mix of veterans. 8 guys off this team will be veterans next season. So we'll see a few new faces, but he also mixed in some youngsters with some fresh legs, and he came away with the championship. It's Bill McDonald's 4th. He won 3 in the Colonial League.
They will announce the 3 stars of the game, as I understand it, and then they will have the trophy presentation. Painter gets the 3rd star. solid game by him tonight.
From the Fort Worth Fire, number 35, Steve Kloof.
Kloof gave up the 2 goals, made everything else.
From the Fort Worth Fire, number 19, Stefan LaRock.
LaRock. The number 1 star. LaRock and Menard played together in Thunder Bay last year, along with Howard. Howard's a January addition to this team. Started off in pretty fine fashion. A game winner in a shootout in his first game.
LaRock and Kloof, roommates also, French-Canadian. Can speak to each other in 2 languages.
Bill McDonald, congratulations from Ernie Horn there. John Radigan congratulating Bill McDonald. Nothing more exciting than this. Now the crowd is ready for the interviews to be over. They want to see the trophy.
They will skate it around the ice. That's what Fire fans are waiting for. You see Brian Caruso's shaved head. Looks like Brad Horn will have to get that head shaved also.
That was apparently the deal.
Mike Sanderson right there leads the Fire in several offensive categories, coming back, played 2 seasons with Fort Worth.
Sanderson, Menard, Robbins, the 3 centermen for the Fire. What a job they did. What big face-off wins down the stretch, Darren.
Absolutely. They dominated the 3rd period. There's really no other way to say it. Fort Worth got into a little trouble in the 2nd period and couldn't stop the power play, but they got the penalty right before the end of the period, and they just kept the pressure on. They were able to get the goal, and now they will have introductions and trophies.
Championship shirts being distributed to the fans by some of the players, throwing them into the seats. Over 4,000 people here tonight. Trophies right down there in front on the blue table.
All season long, people talked about Wichita's speed and how much talent they had, and Oklahoma City returning 9 players off a team that won the trophy last season. Everybody talking about Tulsa and Doug Lawrence, and Fort Worth comes out. They overcome a Ryan Black injury in the middle of the season, won 20 games straight, or finished 2nd in the minor league history in games without a loss, and overcame the Mike McCourt getting called up to the IHL, and this is the result.
1 trophy down there is for the team. It is the Levens trophy. The other is the most valuable player trophy.
Most valuable player is CHL President Ray Mirren.
Here's Ray Mirren.
Unfortunately, one team had to lose, and Memphis put up a heck of a battle. And what can I say? That's what hockey's all about. That's why it's the greatest game in the world.
Ray Mirren, one of the founders of this league.
I'm honored to present the President's Trophy to the most valuable player.
This is for the entire playoffs.
The most valuable player is who else but Steve Kloof.
Some anticipation there, Darren, by the Fort Worth fans.
Absolutely.
And I hope Ray Mirren was not insulted by that Fort Worth welcome. I hope he didn't think they were booing him. They were simply guessing at who it might be. The young 2nd-year pro goaltender, Steve Kloof, and a well-deserved recipient. you know the team's happy about that too, Darren.
Absolutely. The thing about Steve Plouffe all season long, everybody wanted to talk about what a great year Steve Plouffe was having, but Steve Plouffe didn't really like to talk about it. He talked about his defense and how they helped him and how the shots he stopped weren't that tough, but a great series. He bailed his team out a lot, but he bailed them out. They bailed him out several times. And what more can you say about Steve Plouffe? He's now the Fire record holder in victories.
For those who do not know, the Mirrens are related. Monty is Ray's son.
Bill Levin's Trophy is CHL Commissioner Monty Mirren to present the Levin's Trophy to this year's Central Hockey League champions, your Hartford Fire. How about a fire, fans? How about this forward fire?
Mullins, the captain. And they'll all get a turn to skate.
There's a guy right there you have to be happy for. A guy like Dwight Mullins.
He has been through a lot.
He has. He was drafted very high, and he's from Lethbridge, Canada. He's drafted by the Minnesota North Stars, and he has been through a lot. Blew out his knee and made a return to hockey, and he wasn't considered a veteran this year either because he had been out of hockey for 6-7 years. Came back, and all he wanted was to get that championship, and now he has it.
Everybody gets to carry it. Caruso gets a turn. Ryan Black, another one of those young players. Stroak. Stefan Larocque, game winner tonight. Steve Plouffe, I didn't have to tell you that. You heard it from the crowd. Steve Carter, a solid game by Carter tonight. Solid defensively as usual, jumped into the offense when he needed to. Dale Matthew, late season pickup, emergency roster player. Taking care of it. See, he's won one before, Darren. He knows what to do. He's taking it to the coach. And now the team picture with the trophy.
fans witnessing history in Fort Worth, the first hockey championship for this town in 20 years. And in 1997, it's the first championship for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The Cowboys couldn't do it. The Mavericks certainly couldn't do it. The Stars eliminated by Edmonton, but the Fire comes through with a victory in Game 6 and another victory in Game 7. And there you see it, Fort Worth winning the Bill Levis Memorial Trophy. Bill McDonald coming to Fort Worth before last season and did a reconstruction. Picked up a lot of players who won championships with him in Thunder Bay. They win the Western Division title. And the winning goal right here, O'Donnell sets up Strohack, and the slap shot, and LaRock sends it in. And say one more time, you see LaRock coming in to the right side of your screen. He's able to get the stick down, and that's a game winner past DeChambeau. And Fire fans still hanging around, watching the celebration, watching the interviews, television and newspaper reporters on the ice. Dwight Mullins holding the trophy, the last Fire player to hold it. He hands it to Brad Horn, the media relations director. And he will be bald. He said that he made a bet with Vern Ray that if Fort Worth won the championship, he would shave his head. And rumor has it the Fire general manager, Matt Van Hollen, will also. Van Hollen, with the Fire, the longest of any front office member. He started as a marketing guy 3 years ago and worked his way up to general manager. He's also on the ice. Steve Fluke ready to skate off. And Dwight Mullins probably will go back to Lethbridge, Canada. He wants to get into law enforcement. This might be his last season. Wanting to win that championship on the way out.
TV with us, Rick?
Fire 3, Memphis 2.
Hey, I'm with Glenn Painter. How's it feel?
Well, feels great. This is what we played for all year. It finally came down in the last game, and could have gone either way. Both teams played great, and we just came out on top. We looked like we had more heart than they did, and we wanted it bad. We came out, we wanted for the city of Fort Worth and for our guys, man. It was great.
Hey, third star tonight, solid game.
Yeah, our whole D played great, and it was Floofy. Floofy played awesome, and that forwards got the puck down deep, and we just kept the pressure on the whole game.
All right, thanks a bunch, Glenn. Congratulations. All right. Hey, Darren, Steve Plouffe is coming down. We're going to catch up to him in just a moment. But what a game. Fort Worth turns it on at the end. All kinds of guys. Here comes the trophy. It's about to pass through. And taking good care of that. I can only imagine what it must be like to carry that thing. Be careful there, Cliff. Be careful. I think it's a heavy trophy there. I don't really know. I'm going to get a guy right now that actually sort of had something to lose from this. Brad Horn, come here a minute. Brad Horn, I need to borrow you just a second. We're on camera right now. First, tell me what this is. Will it stay?
Won't be around for long, Rush. I think it's coming off.
You might want to run. This is tape delay, so obviously they won't know where you are from this. But Brad Horn is the Fire's media director. Vern Ray somehow talked him into. How did he talk you into wanting to shave your head if they won?
It's a matter of coercion, Rush. He's 250 pounds. I'm 160. I think he'll win any given day, so.
Your only hope is to be faster. Tell me about the lucky tie.
That's right, the lucky tie. We were tied at 2 after 2. Went in, put in the lucky tie. Fire's never lost from. I've won my Norman Rockwell baseball tie. So they came back and they won.
All right, Brad, thanks very much. Brad, with a lot of work to do, a lot of media here tonight, both papers, of course, several television stations, and lots of fans, too. Bill McDonald coming down the hall here. We're going to try to catch up with him in just a moment. And what a feeling it must be, the championship feeling. He's experienced before, Todd Howard, Terry Menard, those guys. Here comes Bill McDonald. See if we can get him to talk to us just a moment.
Hey, here we go.
How's it feel?
Great. Just like all the other ones, maybe a little bit better. I just got to give all the credit to the guys. They're a good bunch of kids. They come to practice every day, worked hard, and obviously we showed in our games, and I feel so happy and so proud of them.
What turned it around in games 6 and 7?
Well, I guess this home ice thing we've been arguing about all year. We busted our butts all year, like I say, to get this advantage, and you look at the Wichita or the Tulsa series, game 5, but where is it? In our house, and the last 2, 6 and 7 in our house. And to me, the ones I won before, we finished good in the standings too, and it's hard to beat a quality hockey team in their home ice if they're playing well.
What credit do you give to the fans then?
Well, the fans are great. The city's great, and hopefully it'll catch on a little more. And we're proud of our fans in Fort Worth, and I think they're proud of us now too.
Bill McDonald, congratulations. That's Bill McDonald, fire coach. Plouffe is headed down. We're going to get him in just a moment. Big performance by him tonight. He's running the media gauntlet, but he might talk to me here. Steve, man, how's it feel to be MVP?
It's unbelievable. MVP, it's all right, but win the thing, it's unbelievable. It's the best feeling in my life so far. It's great.
Now, some of these other guys that won championships, Howard, he seemed to know what to do. He seemed to know to take the trophy. What were you thinking about there? Were you just running around crazy?
Oh, I didn't know what to do. I just followed them. They were going, and I was following them. I didn't know what to do. Those guys won before. I never won before the first time. It's unbelievable. It's great.
What was the difference in game 6 and 7?
Well, I think we never had a doubt we could have lost. We never had a doubt we couldn't win against them here. So I think mentally we were prepared and everything. That was a big difference, I think.
All right. Steve, can I get a high five? Yes. Steve Plouffe, playoff MVP. And what a game tonight. Solid in net the whole time. And just a marvelous performance. He bailed the defenseman out. The defensemen have talked all year about the confidence factor, about with Steve Plouffe behind you, you know what to do. And if you make a mistake, he bails you out. He did it again tonight multiple times. Brad Horn dropping off a piece of community cable television equipment. We're about to wrap this up down here. Darren, your thoughts?
Well, it was an absolutely a great season for Fort Worth. Bill McDonald comes in, and his first season here, they had a great year, but not quite like this season. He was able to bring in guys who knew how to win titles, and that's what he said he wanted to do at the first of the season, is bring in guys from Thunder Bay who won titles with him. He was able to do that, and in the playoffs, as McDonald said, home ice is so important, and Fort Worth able to come away with 2 victories here on their home ice. A little bit of doubt coming back from Memphis with a disadvantage, but as Steve Plouffe said, in front of the home fans here at the Convention Center, Fort Worth able to come away victorious. First championship for Fort Worth in 5 seasons, and it's a great feeling for Fort Worth. Some fans still hanging around the Tarrant County Convention Center. Finally, here they're filing away, but great season for Fort Worth. Thanks for joining us on Community Cable. For Rush Olson, I'm Darren Scheid, and thanks for joining us. It's been a great season. And, Rush is downstairs. We'll go to him. Rush.
This means so much. Fort Worth in their 5th year, had never made the playoffs before, comes in this year and does it. Means a lot to us, I think, at Community Cable Television as well. We were here from right from the beginning as well. We learned how to broadcast hockey with this team. They always were very supportive, very complimentary, even when we didn't deserve it. So we want to say thanks to the Fort Worth Fire hockey team for sticking with us and letting things go. We're going to let Richard Durrett, radio guy, jump in here, and sometimes CCT employee. Richard, man, your thoughts tonight?
Wow, just great balance between all 3 lines. Down 3-2 in this series, Fort Worth showed a lot of character, and I think that's the key to the whole thing. This is a character club. Bill McDonald had talked about it all year long. They stepped up. They scored in that 3rd period when they needed it most. Got the job done, winning 3-2. Phenomenal game, phenomenal series. Memphis, you've got to lift your hat to them. They really played well.
When we need to fill time, we call the miracle man. Richard, what do you think the difference was between 6 and 7 here and 3, 4, and 5 up there?
Pretty obvious. I think the size of the rink really helped the Fort Worth Fire. They were spread out the ice. You should have seen that neutral zone up there. It was tiny. There was a lot of room behind the net, which doesn't help Fort Worth at all. It helps Memphis. spread the ice out, a lot of room for the skating line. That's why you saw Sanderson's line with O'Donnell and Black play so well in Fort Worth. They didn't have any room to speed around. They're the quick line, the finesse line. Had a lot more room here at the Tarrant County Convention Center. That was the difference. Also, I think the Fire stepped up the physical play, especially in Game 6 and period number 2 here in Game 7. That was also the difference because Memphis was physically aggressive in Games 3, 4, and 5. So that's how the Fire turned this series around. Bottom line, they're comfortable here at home.
Well, Mike Sanderson was the last of the original Fort Worth Fire players. There are some guys that used to play for Fort Worth there. I see Mike McCormick over here. Maybe Mike will talk to us right quick. We're going to walk over here and hit him up for it. Mike, good to see you, man. You helped build this franchise. You were here. You won a championship in Wichita. You know what it feels like. What does it mean to you?
It feels good to see the Fort Worth guys and Fort Worth fans because I have a lot of friends here. See them win a championship, be treated to something like that. Very special feeling, and I'm glad to be. I was glad I can watch that, and I'm happy for Dwight at the same time. So.
I'm sure you know a lot of the Fort Worth fans here that cheered for you as well.
Oh yeah, cheers. we had a tough go at it when I was here. I have a lot of fond memories. That's why I'm back here. I love it here. So very happy for Fort Worth.
That's great, Mike. Thanks a lot for talking to us. And this has been a big day for Fort Worth. What else can you say? Nothing else matters. I mean, they've won the championship, and first time. You knew there was going to be a first-time champion this year. Neither Memphis nor Fort Worth had ever won it before. And consequently, Fort Worth was able to make it happen. Darren?
Yes, Rush.
You were a former Fort Worth Fire employee here. The front office staff also works very hard to get the job done. What do you think this means to them?
Well, I was in the front office for quite some time, and a lot of people doubt the Fort Worth Fire, and they had a hard time getting fans in the building early in the season. But they were able to come through, and winning is contagious with the fans and the players. Fort Worth coming out and having a sellout for the first time this season at the Will Rogers Coliseum, and then they moved back over to the Convention Center, still drawing great fans. 4,700 here tonight, and they were vocal, and they helped bring a championship home. And we're going back down to Rush. And Rush, are you down there?
It's amazing who you find down here. Lisa Umbarger, who talked to us earlier, but you're maybe the biggest Fire fan there is. What's the feeling?
I've never been happier. I can't even describe, because the last 6 minutes of the game after we scored the go-ahead goal, it was just like a nail biter, and we all were going crazy. You couldn't sit down. We just put our seats up. We knew we weren't going to sit down, and so I had to sneak back here to congratulate the guys.
You kind of feel it building, don't you?
Oh.
When they scored, and you know if they could just make it through this last few minutes.
Yeah, it was so intense. And Plouffe had to come up with the big saves to ensure the win. Oh, it was incredible.
My feeling is it definitely couldn't happen to a better guy than Steve Plouffe.
I agree, totally agree. And wow, the whole season was just like a dream season. I know Plouffe's going on to bigger and better things, but wow, what an ending to his career with the Fort Worth Fire. It was insane.
And we'll take him back if he wants to come.
Oh, heck yeah.
Cool. Lisa, thanks very much. We're going to try to talk to Vern Ray here in a minute. Darren, the defensive job Fort Worth did tonight was key. The Memphis forwards, obviously a great skating bunch. Derek Grant had killed Fort Worth in the past. I give Steve Plouffe a lot of the credit for shutting Derek Grant down. He did beat some defensemen during this series and have some chance. Plouffe helped hold him to only 1 goal in the series.
You have to give Fort Worth a lot of credit for coming back when Mike McCourt went to the IHL. They lost to the defenseman of the year in the league. He was an all-star, and when he went out, Fort Worth had to regroup a little bit, and then they lost Murray Hogg, a rookie defenseman who was one of their best. But Steve Carter doing a great job, and Todd Howarth coming in and able to fill in, and Bill McDonald putting some guys on the emergency roster who could also play some defense. And all season long, Steve Plouffe said his defense helped him. And Bill McDonald wins with defense, and it may not be a flashy style of play, and it may not score a lot of goals, but as we see right here, it wins championships, Rush. Fort Worth wins 3-2. We'll go over the goals. Mike Sanderson scores the first one, and on an assist from Glenn Painter, a wrist shot from the left, and Memphis scores in the first period, comes back with a Brown goal. And Stephon LaRock made it 3-2. Memphis answered again, as we've seen in this whole series. Fort Worth scores, Memphis comes back, and then LaRock putting in the Strohack slap shot from the blue line, and Fort Worth wins 3-2. Fire fans were on their feet on the power play, waiting for something to happen in the third period, and it did. Rush.
All right, we're in the locker room now. We've kind of snuck back here. There's Dwight Mullins. I don't think he's too disappointed with this. They're having a good time. Getting loud. They don't normally like us media types down here, but they've called us in. They've got the champagne. They've got all of it. They've got the T-shirts already printed. Of course, I've always wondered what happens to those if they don't win. Dwight Mullins.
Hey, Rush.
Man, Fort Worth is watching you. What do you have to say?
Man, it's unbelievable. You know, we talked about it all year long, and to finally have it happen, it's unbelievable. I don't think it's probably really sunk in yet, just what we accomplished. But guys worked hard, and we were really tested the whole way through. And it seems that different guys stepped up on different occasions, and that's a credit to the coaching staff. We put together a great bunch of guys here, and we just believed in ourselves. And so, here we are.
Bill McDonald put you guys line out there a lot against Miller and their top line tonight. How does it feel when a coach has confidence in you?
Well, I mean, I think it's just, a case of that we got on a little bit of a roll. We played really well last night, and we don't have to really concentrate a whole lot.
Oh, you don't get away that easy. Stephon LaRock, game-winning goal tonight. How'd you do it?
Sure, he shot the puck. I was there, had to touch my stick. Whatever. Fucking win, that's all that counts. The puck's in the net. See, we win the game.
That was Stephon LaRock wasting a beer. That's a crime. It's big time down here. Here's Terry Menard. We're going to walk over this way. See if he's not still too tired to give us a couple of whoops.
Not at all. Tell ya, great feelings winning this. It's unbelievable, especially to win it in the 7th game. It's so much sweeter to win it in the 7th game.
You've won series before. You've won one in the 7th game, so you like that better.
Well, you work a little harder for it, but when you get there and it's all over with and you're the champion, it's a lot more sweeter, trust me.
Tell me about taking the draws down the stretch. What are you thinking there?
Just thinking, if I'm going to lose it, you can't lose it clean, and you got to do your darnest to win it. But if you're going to lose it, you got to make it ugly and tie it up, and make sure it doesn't get back to their point clean. But we were really successful in the draws tonight, and especially down the stretch we were, and it might have paid off for us at the end a little bit, because we'd win the draw and our team would take it and get to neutral outside over the blue line. So it was really good for us tonight.
All right, Terry, thanks. Congratulations. Great to see it. Terry Menard, the veteran with the win. Matt Van Holla from the Fort Worth Fire front office. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good right now, right?
I bet there's a lot of people want to be like Rush right now.
Well, I'm pretty happy to be Matt right now. Pretty happy for me and the guys. But go forward, Fire!
Matt Van Holla, Fire General Manager. Darren, take us away.
And Fire wins. They hold the CHL banner up, Western Division champions. Now they're CHL champions, 5 years. And Fort Worth hadn't gone to the playoffs. Now they win the title. Thanks for joining us. I'm Darren Scheid. Fort Worth wins 3-2. Thanks to the director, Bill Orcutt. Andy Haskett on the audio. Video replay, Mitchell Brooks, Randy Watkins. The graphics, Kelly Waters. And Rick Servosky, Steve Dickinson, Punch Shaw, and Suzanne Wildman. Paula Caballero and Rush Olson.